Amidst the current tensions in the Middle East between the United States and Iran, global conflict is once again influencing public perception, bringing renewed attention to Islamophobia in the United States. Associate Professor of History Brandon Marsh says this is a pattern in modern history. Marsh explains Islamophobia is real and its roots go beyond religion.
It's definitely real, and it's always been real. I mean, this is something that these fear of other cultures, and a lot of what Islamophobia is about is not just fear of another religion, but fear of other cultures. And you nailed it. Like, this was not really something that I would think most Americans gave much thought to.
But that changed after 9/11.
It was something that's pretty peripheral, and then of course that gets changed in a pretty dramatic fashion with 9/11, where there was a great deal of fear of Islam and Muslims in general in this country.
He says the pattern continues today.
So it's definitely something that it tends to. I'm sure plenty of people aren't fond of Islam or Islamic cultures just in their day-to-day, but it doesn't become a public issue until there's generally some sort of conflict with a country that happens to be Muslim.
According to the Bridge Initiative at Georgetown University, Islamophobia refers to fear or hostility toward Islam and Muslims that can lead to discrimination, hate speech, and unequal treatment. The Chicago Monitor says that since 9/11, the conversation around Islamophobia hasn't gone away, but has evolved. It is often tied to debates around terrorism, immigration policy, and whether Islam aligns with American values. Today, this conversation still sparks controversy among the public. Recently at Georgetown University, a political group on campus made a social media post about Muslims. The post stated, "Let's be honest, Muslims have no place in American society. Their religion is incompatible with our Christian nation." Olivia Mason, a senior political economy major at Georgetown, shared her reaction to the now-deleted post.
I'll have to say I was very, very disappointed, but I would be lying if I said I was surprised.
She says the incident reflects a larger issue and points to how it was addressed.
I definitely think it reflects a larger issue of Islamophobia today. I think the fact that it did take community mobilization of students to get this addressed by administration and get this post taken down. And
she says rhetoric like this has real impact.
I mean, I think it makes them feel just very unsafe, especially with everything going on. The multiple wars and genocides that are happening in the Middle East and the global South, in predominantly Muslim countries.
For Mason, statements like these also raise questions about policy and action.
I think a post like that kind of language saying that, quote, Muslims have no place in American society, it inherently begs the question of, okay, then what policy are you going to support that's going to get rid of Muslims in American society?
She says conversations like these also show the need for more productive dialogue.
I definitely think more dialogue is needed. I'm a part of a group on campus called the Doyle Dialogues Project, and they're really working on different ways for people who really, really disagree with each other on the strongest grounds to talk about those disagreements.
Disagreements about Islam should not result in Islamophobia, but in open conversation. Marsh emphasizes the importance of learning more about the religion.
Islam's fascinating, and like I said, it's not something, and it's a religion that's practiced by a lot of people in this world, and it's important to learn more about it. And when the more you learn about it, you learn that some things that are unpleasant, and then you learn a lot of things that are pleasant.
Yeah.
And so it's always good to try to learn as much as you possibly can about this, because the United States keeps on engaging with the Middle East. This isn't changing.
For BC Voice, this is Tommy Nelson.